Today's discussion point is management companies. They're an afterthought, but they're really important. They can help or harm your sale. When you're living there, they can be helpful, or they can be a nightmare to deal with when you really have a problem. And when you're buying, they can slow up your purchase. So there's a lot of different aspects to a management company, and a lot of people they just totally overlook it because it's basically a necessary evil. So what is a management company? Management company basically takes care of the financials of the building. You pay into an HOA and they pay out money to people. They hire people to shovel the snow and clean the hallways, maintain the general outside of the four walls of your unit. If there's any common quote-unquote elements like a roof, they make sure that it's being maintained properly. If there's a big boiler for the building, that kind of thing. So what they don't do is they don't do anything inside your four walls, meaning your toilet leaks, it's on you. Your hot water heater busts, it's on you. So you take care of your stuff, they take care of theirs. Now in Hoboken and Jersey City, there's kind of two different kinds of management companies. There's big ones and there's small ones. There's big ones that serve big buildings like Maxwell Place and the Hudson T building and Crystal Point and bigger buildings that you might find like in Newport, that kind of thing. So there's the big ones, and then there's the small ones that handle the 3-4 unit buildings, even up to 10 units. A lot of times, historically in Hoboken and Jersey City, these were held by smaller local companies that I don't know if they really did much or even still do much, other than they did the management, and especially in Hoboken, there was one that used to sell off a lot of the brownstones during the first popular wave in the early 2000s. They had kind of the inside line because they were the management company for these little tiny buildings, and I'm not going to call it shady, but the company's still around, and you don't get the same kind of service that you get with a bigger company. I've been in the small buildings. I've been in the big buildings. I can promise you there is a difference. What happens with these small ones is they don't have the technology today to keep up with the request, the look at your financials, all of the things that you could do online. The big buildings have a big staff. They do a really good job of communication of the numbers of, hey, what's going on in different areas, whereas the small buildings, there's not a lot going on. But in fact, I just had a client that had a gas leak. He just bought a unit, he had a gas leak. Turns out that the entire side of the building had a gas leak. All 4 units on that side of the building had a gas leak. Now, I'm not sure if it was the main or the individual units, but called the management company, and the small management company said, sorry, call PSE&G or call a plumber. After actually PSE&G came out, they said, well, you got to call your own plumber to take care of it. It's not a building problem. Now, to me, when half of the building has a gas leak, that's a management company issue. Just have to be careful with these kinds of things to understand. You can get them out. The good news is you can vote them out. The bad news is most people don't want to spend the time and the hassle to switch, but you can vote these guys out. And then as you're buying a place, you're going to really need the management company to provide some financials, a copy of the minutes, that kind of thing. The small management companies, it can take a while. There's one person, hopefully they're in, hopefully in the summertime they're not down the shore and on vacation. And so there's a lot of downside to the small management companies. Just so you know, going forward, they can make or break your deal. They can make or break the way you live. Take a good hard look at it when you are owning to make sure that you have somebody in there that you like and not just the default. So that's today's discussion point.